Hello, this is Amanda Malave. Welcome to the first chapter of Business 312, Principles of Marketing. Over the course of the next weeks, what we will be doing is having these mini presentations which will go over the core concepts, but this does not replace any of the homework or reading of the chapter, and quizzes and exams will have information that's in the chapter that I might not be going over. I am assuming that you've completed the DSMs, the digital marketing homework, and the simulations and the definitions. So this is an overview and also helping you apply the concepts that we're learning. Okay, well, again, welcome. And let's start with chapter 1. So marketing seems pretty easy to most people. But marketing, as we know, and as we're finding out, is actually very, very complicated. And there's a lot of mathematical equations and trying to understand customers. And it's really a holistic approach. And whether you're in IT or finance or HR, you're going to have to market yourself, your product, and your company. So I hope that you take all of what we're learning over the next weeks and apply it to everything that you will be doing, because it will be an extraordinary result. All right. So let's get started with chapter 1, which is creating and capturing customer value. So our learning objectives today are: what is marketing? Understanding the marketplace and customer needs, designing a customer-driven marketing strategy, preparing an integrated marketing plan and program, building customer relationships, capturing value from customers, and the changing market landscape. So let's start with objective number 1, which is defining marketing and outlining the steps in the marketing process. So what is marketing? That's a really great question. What I'd like you to think about right now is, what brands have created a deep relationship with you? So for me, I actually worked at Amazon and love Amazon, and I love the products. Even though Amazon Prime doesn't really do me any good here in Hawaii, I still love the products and ship a lot of products over from the mainland here. So I also love products like Nike. I love products at the grocery store that have name brands. We just develop really, really deep relationships with brands. So think about that. And then let's look at what marketing per the book and the definition is. So marketing in the business place is a process by which companies create value for customers and build strong relationships in order to capture value from the customers in return. And I know that is a long sentence, and we'll go over it and put it more into lay terms. But at the end of the day, marketing is a process, and you want people to really love you so that they only buy from you, and at the end, that creates profits. Also, according to management guru Peter Drucker, the aim of marketing is to make selling unnecessary, so that you don't have to market at all. When you have great Yelp reviews or great reviews on a product, it's a word of mouth thing. So that is the goal of marketing at the end of the day, that people love you so much, I don't even have to market to you. Also, one little item to note is this little target right here. If you see that, just keep it as a reminder that these are important aspects to know, especially for the quizzes and exams. Okay, well, the entire book has this really complex process flow that they go through, and each one of these little steps right here is actually part of the chapter. So this is the expanded model of the entire marketing process. I'm not going to go through that right now because we're going to be going through it piece by piece, but just note that right here it says creating value by building customer relationships. So today we're going to go through this horizontal part of the overall process, which is understanding the marketplace and what your customers really need and want, designing a customer value driven marketing strategy, creating a marketing plan to deliver value, and engaging with them, because it's not just good enough anymore to deliver value, but it needs to be personalized, and we need to delight the customer in order for them to keep coming to us over and over and over again. Whether it's a big company or a small mom and pop shop or yourself on LinkedIn, you need to engage in order for you to either get a job, or for your small business to get customers, or for a large business to get customers. So again, marketing is a process to create value. Creating value is building a strong customer relationship, and capturing value is, of course, making profits. And at the end of the day, no one's going to spend the time or effort or resources in marketing unless you're going to be profitable. So what is create value anyway? I know we talked about it in detail, but I just want to make sure that we hit a home run on this one. Creating value is that your customers love you so much that they love you back. And how do they do that? By giving you money. And that creates profits if you produce the right product and you focus on the right customers. So again, it's about building deep relationships, focusing on wants and desires. And we're going to be using Amazon as an example today, because they're really, really good at personalization and trying to identify what your deepest needs and wants and desires are. Just think about when you're on Amazon and purchasing anything, and then all of a sudden they identify products and purchases on the bottom of your screen. And you're like, oh, I was just looking at that website yesterday. Maybe it was a tennis shoe ad, or maybe you were on Facebook. It's because they use all that data to gather information to create a personalized approach for you. All right, so the next objective is understanding the marketplace and customers, and then identifying the core marketplace concepts. So the first step of anything is understanding your customer. So who are you going to service, and what are their needs? What a need is a state of felt deprivation. So I need water, I need food. What I want is based off of my cultural and individual personality. So I need an iced tea. So I am thirsty. I could have water, or I want iced tea. I want iced tea, and I want it fresh brewed, and I want it with rosemary, and I want it that it's sugar free. And those are based off of my cultural and individual personality. I want it fresh, and I want it to be healthy. So somebody else may need water, and they want a soda, or they want a Gatorade. So it's based off of their cultural and individual personality, what they want. And then at the end of the day, the demand is, well, okay, I want water, or I want an iced tea, but an iced tea costs $3 and a water costs $1. Which one do I really need, and which one do I really want? At times I will pay $3 to get a Starbucks iced tea, and at times I just pay $1, or I just get water at the water fountain. And so my demand based off of how much money I got in my pocket is whether I will satisfy a need or a want. So you identify customers' needs, wants, and demands. And then you, as a company, a person, will make an offering through products, services. And what you want to do is you want to satisfy a need or a demand. So again, with the water and iced tea, Amazon has water on their website, and they also have iced tea on their website. So you, as a customer, will identify which one you want. So Amazon could stay there, for example, and identify, all right, I got your water, I got your iced tea, and they're only focusing on what you really, want, but are they really focusing on your underlying needs? If they don't do that, then other companies will be gaining profits, and we'll talk about how that works in a few minutes. And when you only kind of focus on what they want in the immediate short term, that's called market myopia. And it's just really a way of kind of being very stuck in the current state versus in the future. So when you identify needs and wants and you got a customer that has money in their pocket and you put an offering out there, whether it's based off of wants or needs, then that customer is either going to decide they're going to buy the iced tea or water on Amazon, or they're going to maybe go to the grocery store. It's based off of an exchange. I'm going to exchange my hard-earned money for your product. Well, based off of that, it's going to be based off of marketing and how I market my product and where I position it and how I'm going to get to it. It also depends on, as a customer, do I need my water and iced tea right now, or do I want my water and iced tea for the rest of the month? So if it's for the rest of the month, I'll probably buy it on Amazon. But if it's right now, I am so thirsty and I really want a gourmet iced tea, I am going to like run to either Starbucks, or let's say that, I want an iced tea, but I also have to buy groceries. So I'm going to go maybe to Whole Foods because I know they got really great Whole Foods there. And again, how do I know that Starbucks offers iced teas and Whole Foods offers iced teas and Amazon offers iced teas? They all offer the same iced tea, just in different ways, locations, and prices. It's by how they market themselves. I know that there's brick and mortar stores, and then I know that there's online, and I can see what they have by the marketing that they provide. All right, so we're going to apply what we just learned. We're going to use Amazon as the company. We're going to use Prime because Prime is for Amazon is the glue that ties everything together. And it's usually a higher end customer that Amazon is going for, that uses Prime on a consistent basis. And what, unfortunately, what customers need a lot versus just the books or the clothing is groceries. And when I was at Amazon, I was in Amazon Prime and Amazon Fresh. And Amazon Fresh has been around for a long time. It's an online grocery store, but it still wasn't working no matter what we wanted to do. So a customer needs groceries and they want high-end foods and they spend a lot of money. And we were identifying that they spend at the grocery store versus online, no matter what we had. So the marketing problem is that we had a loss of profits. The customer will not purchase food online no matter what we offer, no matter how we offer it by delivering the food. There's something about going into a store and seeing the food and picking what you want that's in our culture. So we needed another solution. So the first step is decision one. Well, what kind of marketing concept will I use? There's four of them. And again, there's a target here. So you'll need to know all four for the exam. I could use the production concept, which is the oldest concept, which is, customers will just buy whatever is the cheapest and less expensive. For example, that's the Lenovo group. In this case, higher end customers, they don't want the cheapest or least expensive. Amazon could be considered that too, because paper towels, who cares about the paper towels, just as long as I get them. So that's a production concept. The product concept is that you're offering the best quality, performance, and innovative features. That could be like a Louis Vuitton, for example, or a Nike. But again, they also market it online. So Amazon does that too. Amazon really does a little bit of all of this. Then you got the selling concept, which is like insurance or cemetery plots that nobody wants to think about. And it's kind of left alone until you so need it that you have to actually pay attention to it. But what Amazon and Dell and most companies are focusing on is the marketing concept, which is a customer centered, meaning that the customer is our whole reason for being, and that we're going to respond to that philosophy of putting the right products to the right customers so that we have a match and that there's profit on both sides, which is again that exchange of I have a need or want, and I'm going to give you money because you have the right product for me, and you've marketed in a way that I know that you have that product available to me. All right, so there we go into objective number 2, which is identifying what the customer-driven marketing strategy will look like and what steps are in it. So we're going to design a customer value marketing strategy and plan, and that's got 7 steps to it. The first step being that we've identified that we're going to focus on the customer value strategy. That's a concept we're going to focus on. The customer is in the middle. We live and die by that customer. But what customer are we going to target is the next step. And then what does that customer really want and hopefully need? Then crafting a value proposition, I want to make sure that they know that my product and services are available to them and that it really hits them where they go to me instead of another store. And then I'm going to use suppliers to create value. And I'm going to choose where to sell that product and then also how I'm going to service them. So let's walk through that process. So again, Amazon has one main core strategy, which is that growth is made through Prime membership and building a customer experience. That is at the middle of everything, whether it's our sellers, whether it's what selection we have, the pricing, and the offering that we have. It's all based off of what that customer wants. And so you have to be very individualized. That's how Amazon became a very disruptive company. So let's apply some concepts here. So in the book, they give you a model to classify customers and estimate loyalty and profits. So here we have on this axis potential profitability, and over here projected loyalty. Amazon uses the same thing, just names it a little bit different. They want to know, who are my customers? How profitable are they going to be from low to high? And are they loyal to me? And based off of that, I will define where to position my products, what products to sell, and what I am going to do. So strangers are low potential profitability and little loyalty projected. So strangers are people that may not know me yet. And so right here, I'm not going to make tons of money off of them. So that might be a strategy I use. But again, the whole point of marketing is to make profits. Butterflies are potentially profit, but not loyal. So Amazon offers Prime to students at a discounted rate. So you guys are the butterflies. You are the true friends of tomorrow, and you'll be spending at a very high rate after you graduate and after you, get your first job, etc. In the corporate world or in your small business, or you start a small business, we hope that you would become true friends. Barnacles are high loyalty but not very profitable. So these could be someone like myself, where I used to be a true friend when I lived in Seattle, but now I'm a barnacle because I am not as profitable as I was. I've been with Amazon way before I worked there, but now my profitability is very low because I don't purchase as much as before. So the money that they spend on marketing to me isn't going to make sense because I don't have all the benefits of 2-day shipping, or sometimes I just need to get something on the island and I need it fast, so I'm not going to go to Amazon. But the whole point here is to identify different customers and relationship strategies so that we have the right relationship and the right customers at the right time. So here we have Amazon's version and Kotler's version. So remember, we said that Amazon wants to focus on high-end customers at the grocery store. So that is, again, a butterfly or a true friend. And here's Amazon's version, which is that they identify, do I want to sustain it, the customer base? Do I want to expand? Do I want to transform? Or do I want to use Prime? Do I want to use Fresh? The Fire Phone? And so for Amazon, it was expand, using Prime as the middle ground here. And so they want to expand to high-end consumers, just like Kotler says, you want to expand to the butterflies and offer new products and services. And that's where we end up at. We're going to offer high-end consumers who have a high potential for profitability, and we want to offer them a new product or service, specifically groceries, because we've tried the online grocery store, but that doesn't work. So they aren't our true friends yet, because they're still like double, dipping or even dating somebody else by going to Whole Foods, for example. So we've identified that we have high-end consumers and that they are our market segment, and because they're profitable and because they're butterflies, so there's a potential for them to even purchase more from us. Then what do they want and how do we create value for them? We know that the grocery store is what we thought they wanted, and we tried it online, and they've been trying that for 15 years on and off, and it didn't work. So we know that the consumer still finds value in going to a brick and mortar store, not online. So how do we position it? We position it via creating value through suppliers, positioning the product, and a location. So at the end of the day, what did Amazon decide? They were going to buy a grocery store, and it was going to be brick and mortar. And they were going to use Prime as a way to position the product and discounts. So the solution was Whole Foods. And by the way, they were deciding that when I was there on that project, which was 5 years ago. So it took them 5 years to get to where they are. So again, market segment, high-end customers, what do they want and what do they value? They need groceries. Everybody needs to eat, but the high-end consumers really want a brick and mortar store, a high-end brick and mortar store that creates value for them. And that's where they're putting their money. And so we're going to go and buy Whole Foods, and we're going to position ourselves there. So let's look at how they position themselves. And in the book, this is called the 4 Ps of the target market. So again, what's the product? The first product was always Amazon Prime and the books. But now, we got high-end consumers that use Prime, and we want to sell that to them at a place, the Whole Foods, and we'll give them high value price points because we still want to be profitable, and we know that they buy high-end pricing at Whole Foods, so that's the pricing that we'll keep it at. The promotion is going to be use your Prime card and get better discounts at Whole Foods. So it's always tying in the promotion to add value, always adding value to that Prime card that you pay $99 for. So again, these are the 4 Ps and how Amazon used that for the Whole Foods promotion. So now that we know who we're going to target, we know that we're going to purchase Whole Foods, and they did purchase Whole Foods, and that they're going to use Prime as a way to also get people, even people that may not always go to Whole Foods, they're going to go, oh, I have a Prime card, I can go there as well. Now we got to know, well, how are we going to service them? Because at the end of the day, it's not just good enough anymore for you to have the product somebody wants. You better provide great service. So this is where we get into customer relationship management, which is CRM. This is the overall process of maintaining. Remember, marketing is the process of creating. Now we got to maintain. So customer relationship is maintaining and building a profitable customer relationship by continuously delivering superior value and satisfaction. So when do customers create value is when they delight the customer. And when you delight a customer, you create profits. So let me give you a couple of examples. Customer delight is the goal that companies really strive for. Companies achieve customer delight by promising only what they can deliver and delivering more than you promise. I mean, I think that that's true for anything, whether it's yourself or a relationship. Just think about every customer as a relationship. So let's take a look at some of the best brands and why they're delighting customers. Brands that delight customers, the brand stands for something. It's important to the customer. The brand is intense and vibrant. It connects with you at many, many different levels and senses, your mind, your body, your spirit. You may have, I think fur coats are great. I mean, they're beautiful, but I'm not going to buy a fur coat. I might buy a fox fur coat because of what my senses and my social values mean to me. So again, you have to connect at all levels. And a brand never disappoints me. Exceptional service and support are super critical. And it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to have, a Starbucks, or makes me feel good to, not wear fur, but maybe wear fox fur. It makes me feel good to wear Nike, etc. I mean, you can think of any brands that you make you feel good. But there's something about brands that they just do such a phenomenal job that at the end of the day, they create such delight that that people tattoo the brand to themselves. I mean, that's the ultimate um, goal, I would guess. And I've seen many people, that worked at Apple and or Amazon even, that have tattooed things. But let's look at this because, Apple, of course, is still an ongoing brand. So is Nike. But some of these brands, I mean, look at the Windows, and look at WordPress and Wendy's, or even, Coca-Cola, or maybe you guys don't know Lacoste, but brands that don't continuously delight will die. So again, this whole process is continuously delighting and delivering more than you promise. And hopefully someday someone will tattoo their name or their brand on their body because you've done such a phenomenal job. So based off of that, we've talked about needs and wants and how to position products and delighting the customer and personalizing an experience like Amazon is trying to do. They're trying to have a personalized experience with you on the internet, at the Whole Foods. I'm not going to, put a tattoo of Amazon on my arm, but maybe somebody else would because they just really relate to that brand. So let's look at a couple of trends and how the market landscape is changing. Um, at the end of the day, social media and marketing is completely revolutionized the way that we engage with our customers. That is no surprise, but I'm just going to reiterate that because that's in the book. But what is changing is the marketing landscape. So three of the things that are changing are non-for-profit marketing is growing. People love to buy things that help others. So that is super key. Similar to Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's gives a certain percentage off to or gives certain monies that they produce to certain organizations. There's rapid globalization, so marketing has to be at a holistic landscape in all types of languages and all types of cultural and personal uh, differences need to be accounted for. And then sustainable marketing. You've got to really think about the marketing and how, especially for millennials, they want it to be good for the environment. They want it to be good for society. So sustainable marketing is really, really hot right now as well. And I would imagine that it will continue to be so. So those are top three marketing trends. And then at the end of the day, this chapter, let's put it all together. Again, marketing is a process. And what we focused on today is understanding the marketplace and customer needs and wants. Like Amazon understood their high end customers wanted a grocery store. Putting them in the middle and designing a marketing strategy. They purchased Whole Foods and they market discounts and Amazon products at the Whole Foods and online. And they create a customer experience where it integrates the online experience to the brick and mortar store through Prime. And then they engage customers. They engage them more because only before we only used to engage online. Now we're engaging at the brick and mortar store. So we're from a overall perspective, we're trying to create a profitable relationship with those high-end customers and delight that customer anywhere they go. And the whole hope is that we create such value that we create profits. So we learned that customer value is customers love you so much that we create profits because they always come to you. Customer value based marketing is the only reason why we exist. If you use any of the other marketing concepts, it's not going to be good enough anymore. Production or just sitting there waiting for customers to come to you. You got to be personalized. You got to make that customer feel like that they're the only thing that exists. You target a market, whatever that market will be. You evaluate their needs to build a deep relationship, and we tied it all back to the entire marketing process. So next steps are you will be doing all of your DSMs online on La Lima. You'll be doing simulations and a quiz for chapter 1. And then there'll be a chapter 2 video and a chapter 3 video, and you'll be doing the DSMs and simulations. And then there's an ethics discussion every week as well. So we will be going through that as well. All right, mahalo, and we'll talk to you in the next chapter.